All right, this is Lucifer here. This is King the Conqueror. This is the High Evolutionary. Yes, sir, Bob. Yes, again. So, all right. So the media right now is going on a tangent about like people being out of their minds. But the funny thing is, I'm sorry, man. Maybe you're the one that's out of your motherfucking mind because, yeah, I went on a tangent, and yes, it's a long rant, but it's an intelligent rant. Sometimes I skip over things. It might happen. I don't write scripts when I make videos. I don't read from a teleprompter when I make videos. It's off the top of my head, right? I only think about what I want to think or talk about, and then I channel whatever I want to talk about, right? So, and quite frankly, I don't need to write a motherfucking script. Well, maybe if I wrote a script, it would be a lot better, but it'd be a lot more. It'd be a lot less personal, right? There would be like a distance between me and the viewers. I don't want to do that. I don't need to either. But the bad thing about doing that is sometimes you might skip over things. Like I did in my last video, I was going to say something about aliens. So there's this YouTuber called Mudahara, right? He's I don't remember the name of his channel, but he's called Mudahara, and he makes random YouTube videos. Very popular, big name, big YouTuber. So I made a video about aliens that was talking about the same things, about it being humans, very advanced humans. And I also proceeded to say that this concept has been around since the early 50s, early 60s, right? So when that happened, for some reason, the day after I made that video, or a couple of hours after, 13 hours later, the government came with a document, released a document. Now, mind you, the government already released a document stating things about UFOs. And then there was the July conference with the CIA and the FBI about alien contacts. And mind you, this is after this thing that happened and that I made that video. This conference that I made that video. A lot of people saw that conference, by the way. It was very long. I don't think everybody saw everything from start to finish, but whatever. It was a big deal on July something anyway, last year. So the thing is, I made that video, but before that, they released a document talking about all the proof, all the investigations that they made involving UAPs. They don't call them UFOs anymore. They call them UMPs, unidentified air phenomenon, whatever. Aerial phenomenon, whatever, something like that. UAPs, right? So they released the document. The FBI released the document that was supposed to be a legit document and shit like that. And then I made a video talking about how what we perceive as being aliens might be an advanced form of civilization, an advanced form of human civilization. And the funny thing is, after I made that video, 13 hours later or 24 hours later, I am not quite sure. I'm pretty sure the video of Mudahara is still there. An ordinary gamer, that's the channel's name, ordinary gamer. I'm pretty sure it's in there because he's not a spiritualist. He's not a targeted individual. He's not in that kind of circle. He doesn't do videos about spirituality or anything of that matter. He talks about games and politics in games and shit like that, and so on and so on. And he's a streamer. That's what he does, right? So this is a random person, basically, right? Comes up with a video saying that he looked at a document that was just released after I made that video, that was just released about the CIA, the government, stating that, clearly, precisely saying that they have not found any evidence of aliens since the 1960s. And mind you, most of us, when we talk about aliens, we think about 1970. But I think the Roswell crash was actually 1960 in New Mexico. It wasn't in 1970. Or it might be another crash that I'm thinking of. But there was some alien contact stuff in the 1960s. Probably early 50s too. Probably late 50s too. So I found that was pretty, on the nose. And the way that it's written, it clearly stipulates that they have not found. It doesn't say that they didn't find any sort of alien happenings, but that they haven't had the evidence like in hand, even back in the 1970s till today, right? So this is after I made that video. So something is going on with me in the universe. Something is going on with me in the universe, and I could believe that maybe I'm crazy if it happened only once, and I would go on tangent like this, like if it was something that happened once and I would go on a tangent like this, I would totally be inclined to believe that maybe I am fucking out of whack, bro. But when it's like 100 fucking times that you do, you're talking about aliens, you get a response. You're talking about hip hop, your Funk Master Flex appears, right? And they're saying specific things that you have said, and they're talking about specific things that you said, right? Right? I feel like something is going on with me and whatever is happening in the world, and I would be inclined to believe that I'm crazy if it only happened once. But when you're talking about a multitude of subjects, and you almost always get an answer back a couple of hours later from big names, governments, world issues, celebrities, and it always happens after you do a video, I'm sorry, but that can't be a coincidence, man. After three times, personally, like if I was in your shoes and that shit would happen to you personally, after 3 times, I wouldn't consider it a coincidence anymore. And we're talking about 3 years of this shit. We're not talking about 3 times. We're talking about 3 years of me doing this consistently. I don't think it as a coincidence, and I don't think I'm crazy either. And you have to be out of your goddamn gorge to think that I'm crazy. You have to be a complete lunatic to think that I'm crazy at this fucking point, because it's not one time, it's on every fucking subject. It doesn't matter if I talk about hip hop, it doesn't matter if I talk about spirituality, magic, anything. There's always a response of some type or some form, whether it's negative or positive. The fact of the matter is there is a response. The universe responds back. The global elites responds back. Why is it important for the global elite to have an answer to a guy that has 260 subscribers, where we're talking about people that have millions of subscribers? Doesn't make any sense. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy for you to sit there and be like, oh well, it's normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. I shouldn't get a response. I have 264 subscribers. Nobody's watching me, bro. Technically, that's what that means. That means nobody's watching. 264 subscribers, that means nobody's watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That means nobody's watching. 264 subscribers, and you get answers from celebrities. You get answers from politicians. You get answers from governments. Things happen. Things happen around people when you talk. How is that a coincidence? How does that make me crazy? My channel is so small, I shouldn't have an answer. I should be talking to myself right now. I shouldn't have an answer. No one should care. No one should care. And why does anybody feel the need to answer me out of all people in the entire globe? Out of all the people that make YouTube videos, why would somebody answer me? Out of the thousands of people doing YouTube videos, why would somebody answer me, bro? Why would I get any sort of answer? I have 264 subscribers. I should be networking. I should be working my ass off to get an answer from somebody, from a human. I should be twittering on Twitter. I should be on Twitter. I should be on Instagram. I should be on Facebook. I should be networking. I should be trying to affiliate market. I should be doing affiliate marketing. I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm not doing none of that shit. Not one of those things. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. No pun intended. No offense meant. I have an Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I don't tweet. I haven't tweeted in 10 years. 6, 7, 8. Something like that. I only use Instagram to talk to people that I know. Like my friends and shit, and that's pretty much it. Same thing for Facebook. I just use Facebook to talk to my friends. I don't really post that much. It's very rare that I do. I used to post 3 years ago. That's pretty much it. 6 years ago, I used to post. Matter of fact, it's true. My YouTube channel is way more than 3 years old, man. I used to post way back when. Shit, I just remembered. Well, hot dang. So So I've been doing this for a long ass time. I just remembered. I just remember because there's like videos, there's probably like posts on my Facebook of old videos and shit like that. And I did have a radio show before. So I've been doing this for a long ass motherfucking time. But it's only recently that I'm having get backs like this. As soon as I started getting busy on a spiritual level. So how can I be the one that's crazy when I'm getting responses that I'm not supposed to receive with the minimum amount of subscribers, of followers, or viewers that watches my show? That makes no fucking sense. And not only that, even if somebody out there felt the need to say something, they don't fucking need to because nobody knows me. I only have 264 subscribers. Why do you even fucking care what I think? Why does Terrence Howard care about Metatron's Cube? Why does he care about that? Why does he care that I care about Metatron's Cube? Metatron's Cube. Why does he care that I care about that? What the fuck does it matter to him? The guy makes like 20 fucking million a fucking movie? Who gives a shit? If I made 20 million, I mean shit, it's good to have eyes around the back of your head, but motherfucker, if I was making $20 million a month or a movie, whatever, a year, I wouldn't really give a shit that much. And not only would I not give a shit that much, me personally, I would encourage that person. I'd talk to the motherfucker. I would reach out. That's what I would do. Shit, I make $20 million. I don't give a fuck. I mean, let me talk to this guy real quick. I'm rich, bitch. You know, like, you know what I mean? So, kind of crazy. As soon as I started talking, somebody started mowing their lawn. That's a coincidence, too. None of this shit is a coincidence, man. So somebody does want like other people to hear what I'm saying. How can I be crazy? How can I be the crazy one? How am I the crazy one? You're calling me crazy, but you're the one talking to me. Like, but I'm crazy. You look a lot more crazy to, like, you know, to have like 1 million subscribers and you're like answering to me. You look a lot more crazy if you're a global fucking superpower and you're answering me. Fucking, I make a video about Great Britain and fucking Prince Charles comes. When's the last time you seen Prince Charles on TV, man? When's the last time you seen Prince Charles on TV, bro? When's the last time? What was his last TV appearance? His last big TV appearance like that? When? Pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. I'm not crazy, bro. This happens way too often. This happens way too often to be chalked as, you know, he's on the tangent, he's being schizophrenic or some shit like that. Man, fuck all that shit, bro. That's because the reason why you're saying that is because you're weak as fuck. Because you're subpar. You're subhuman. That's why you think a nigga schizophrenic. Because you're subhuman. That shit crazy as hell. Coincidence? After all this time? This many times? Come on, bro. How's your favorite spiritualist doing lately? Shit, even Till Swan started talking about the cube. When I started talking about the cube, even Till Swan started talking about the cube a little bit. That's some cool ass shit right there. Some crazy shit. I'm not motherfucking crazy, bro. I'm getting answers from people that have no business even knowing that I exist, bro. If the world was really how you thought the world was, then I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying right now. I wouldn't be talking the way that I'm talking right now. I'd be working. I'd be working like a regular ass person, like an everyday Joe Schmo. I'd be, you know, pardon my language, no pun intended, no offense, man, but I'd be working like everybody else. I'll be doing the same shit everybody else is doing. The world doesn't work the way you think it works. It doesn't work like that. And what we're dealing with is a lot of subpar humans. A lot of brainwashed dead people. And that's why it looks like that's how the world is. And not really. Not really, because, you know, there's a lot of nonsense going on. I mean, like, let's face it. You know, Joe Biden ruined America. Let's face it. Let's just face facts here. Joe Biden ruined America. There's a lot of violence going on. People are crazy. There's a lot of weird shit happening. So not even just on the negative tip, you can tell that something fishy is happening. Just on the negative tip, you can tell the wars, the consistent wars that all of a sudden popping out ever since Joe Biden was elected president. There was no wars when Donald Trump was in power. There was nothing going on. Nothing was happening. As soon as this guy came into power, all hell broke loose. Literally, all hell broke loose. Pandemics, wars, public housing issues, migrant issues, tax issues, inflation issues, debt issues, like a whole bunch of nonsense, man. Shit's crazy. And the media keeps throwing racial violence, racial fueled violence, cops killing black people for no reason, tornadoes appearing out of nowhere, and you call your friends and there's no tornado. earthquake disasters, all kind of shit, bombings. There's a lot of weird shit going on. So forget about being spiritual. Forget about me. You can tell by yourself that something messed up is happening. There's something wrong with people. There's something wrong with people. And you talking about me being crazy because I don't believe in little gray men with big eyes? And I'm fucking crazy? I'm crazy because I think that there is a type of human that might have that is probably predating humanity, that are far more advanced than we are. Why would aliens come to Earth and build shit and leave? What happened? They got hit with a nuclear bomb? Like what? Why would you just come here and dump their garbage out the window and just drive off? That makes no fucking sense. Oh, we just want to see how they're gonna react. Like a bunch of little schoolgirls. You know, like what the fuck is that? What are you talking about, man? No, it's an ancient human civilization, just like the city of Atlantis. It didn't sink. The city of Atlantis did not sink. They disappeared. They left. And maybe they didn't leave. Maybe they're just using the form of technology that makes them unrecognizable to human eyes. Maybe they're around us right now looking at us and they're fucking invisible. Maybe they can walk through walls and just look at what everybody's doing on a consistent basis. Who knows? Maybe they're omnipotent. Maybe they're like God. Shit. We were made at His image, allegedly. That's a lie too, but whatever. We're not gonna get into that. So mind you, I made this video, and a couple of hours later, there was a document that was released. This always happens. I told you guys that Terrence Howard was gonna do this. It happened. And not right now, I guess this is unrelated. I feel like this is kind of a coincidence, more or less. I don't think so. But 5 hours earlier today, Neil deGrasse Tyson came out with a video talking about a conversation he had with Terrence Howard. I guess it's from a long time ago, so I guess he was interested in that sort of thing a long time ago. Maybe. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of people that are interested into that stuff. A lot. What I was saying in my video about the Cubans, I was playing up what I said in my video, because it was a long time ago and probably people don't remember. But what I said in my video is I was playing a fucking video game. And I undertook a path working with Asmodeus, right? And then the demon that I was dealing with was Asmodeus, and then I started a path working with Lucifer, right? And during that path working with Asmodeus and Lucifer, I had a vision while I was playing a fucking video game, right? And it was I was looking at I had a vision of a cube type of thing with a bunch of gears in it, and I guess there was a lot of markings on it. There was a lot of legible markings, but did it make sense to me? Not at all. But they were legible markings, and there was gears, and it was a box. It was a cube. It was blue. That's what I saw. It was a blue box. That's what I was talking about. And this guy just came out of nowhere, guns blazing. Guns fucking just gun token everything in sight, bro. Like on site, goes to Harvard, starts sweating fucking bullets, scared as fuck, talking about platonic solids and fucking flower of life. I was talking about the flower of life too. I know what the fucking flower of life is. The flower of life is Metatron's cube. I know what the fuck the flower of life is. But I had never seen a vision like that before. And the thing is, it's funny because I was kind of concentrated on the notion that we are not in circles. Like, I don't believe that our magnetic field is actually a circle. I think it's a square. I think there's a circle, but the circle is inside of a square. I think everything is square. I think everything is square. I don't think everything is circle. I think everything is squared. And I feel like that was probably one of the reasons why I had that vision. Because I was talking about those types of things. I was talking about dimensions. And I was talking about dimensions. And I was just talking about dimensions. Period. I was talking about dimensions and layers of existence and dimensions, and how to enter and exit another dimension, and how it would be easier for you to perceive life as a series of images, like a bunch of cropped pictures, right? A bunch of squares, like a television screen or some shit. So, and then this guy comes out of nowhere, starts going half-cocked crazy. And he's not the only one. Kanye West is always trying to gain attention. He's always trying to gain attention. Every time somebody says something. And I know, and I'm not the only one. I think I'm just the only one that notices this happening. I'm pretty sure that it happens. I've made videos about this particular type of effect happening to other people that no one fucking cared about. No one gives a shit. Nobody asks to see the video. Nobody gives a fuck. I've repeated this many fucking times. There's a lot of shit. People are fucking jaded. Don't call me fucking crazy. It's not my fault that you don't give a shit about anything. It's not my motherfucking fault. You're the one that decide not to care. I know these things. I'm aware of these things because I care. Because I'm interested. Because I'm curious. Right? So don't call me crazy for knowing something. That's absurd. That's what craziness is. It's when it's when you battle someone that has facts, and you're saying to the person that has facts, that has presentable proof, multitude of presentable proof, and you telling him that he's crazy. That's being crazy. That's what being crazy is. That's literally what being crazy is. That literally is the definition of crazy. And mind you, who's to say you're crazy? Because we live in Alice in Wonderland. We're living in Alice in Wonderland, because nowadays doctors can't say that people are crazy because they don't know what that means. There is no true definition. According to doctors, according to psychiatrists, there is no real definition to the word craziness. They are not aware of what a crazy person is. They do not have the required training to dictate if a person is crazy or not. Why? Because the world is becoming more and more spiritual. So nowadays, telling a magician, I went to a psychiatrist the other day. This motherfucker was trying to tell me that I'm not crazy. And it was fucking funny too, because he was like, okay, so, and he didn't want to waste any fucking time. I guess he knew I wasn't crazy, or he knew who I was before I walked in there. Because this guy said, so okay, so you think you're crazy, and I'm like, well, I don't know, you tell me. It's just like, okay, so what makes you think that you're crazy? I told him straight up, I got superpowers. I told him I got superpowers, man. He's like, okay, so why do you? And then he asked, okay, but why do you think you're crazy? And like, well, you got to be crazy to think you got superpowers. He said, you know what? Let me tell you something. A person that's crazy, okay, is a person that says that he has superpowers but doesn't have any fucking powers, right? That's what a crazy person is, right? But if you tell me you got powers and you're capable of proving to me that you have powers, then you're not crazy. That's what you said. I was stun locked. A psychiatrist told me that, man. And it's like, so what do you like? You practice? So he's like, you practice some kind of spirituality or some shit like that. I said, yeah. Then that doesn't necessarily mean you're crazy. People been practicing spiritual things for decades, eons. That doesn't mean you're crazy. You might be wilding a little bit when you say you got superpowers, but I understand what you mean. I mean, like, I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically what he fucking told me. So the word and even psychiatrists are aware, because they're humans and they have lives and they have families and friends. So you can't go around diagnosing people because they have a spiritual practice. Because at the end of the day, there's certain things that you can't deny. You can't just, if you start seeing ghosts in your motherfucking house, you can't go see another. You can't just be you gotta. Your house is haunted. Your house is haunted. But your job is being a psychiatrist, and another motherfucker's talking about ghosts. You can't say that this nigga crazy, because you got a ghost in your motherfucking house. So how you gonna say that this guy's crazy because he says he sees ghosts when you got ghosts in your house? That shit crazy as fuck. So nowadays you can't just say that. You can't just chop somebody up as crazy. Even a psychiatrist, even a legit psychiatrist can't do that. It's case by case. And a person like me is far from being crazy. I mean, I'm a little bit crazy because I'm a fucking genius. And all geniuses are a little bit crazy because I'm an artist. And all artists are a little bit crazy. But, apart from that, apart from the mandatory inspirational absurdity of my imaginative colorful mind, there's nothing crazy about me. And even a psychiatrist is not going to say that I'm crazy. There's nobody that's going to say that I'm crazy. There's nobody that actually listens to me that's going to say that I'm crazy. You have to be insane to say that I'm crazy. You have to be completely out of your fucking mind to believe that I'm crazy. Completely out of your mind. Or you live in a cave. Or you never talk to anyone ever. That's the only way that a person could believe that I'm crazy. Or you have you live in a very tight knit group of friends and the same shit happens every day, all day, and nothing ever changes. Because when you do venture out in the world, something that is very dangerous to do. I understand not everybody's brave enough to do that. You have to be a little bit crazy to venture out in the world and just free willy yourself, all over the fucking place, because bad things can happen. You end up in bad adventures. There's bad adventures happen. It's not just always fun, and you have to be I don't know if it's bravery or courageous. I don't know. To me, it's kind of normal to just live life, but I guess that's not how you're supposed to live life either. Technically speaking, you're not supposed to just live life, because living life is dangerous nowadays because people are dangerous, right? So I understand if you're a little bit ignorant about what the truth of the world is, because you stay in what you want to stay in, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to be a national fucking swim, fucking swimming champion. I forgot how to call that. Fucking, swimming champion, whatever. Basketball player or some shit like that. It's okay to just like fit in, get in where you fit in. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand, you have to know your mental limitations too. You have to be aware that you have not gone past the life of basketball or swimming or being a lawyer or things of that manner, right? And even in those areas, you might meet somebody from time to time that's a little bit, a little bit spiritual, a little bit out there, a little bit like, it might happen too. It might not happen to everybody, but it can happen. And if you look for something long enough, you're going to find it. But if you're not looking for something, it doesn't come to your attention. So if you're not looking for ghosts, you're not going to see ghosts. Don't start no shit, there won't be no shit. Fuck around and find out. Don't start no shit, there won't be no shit. You know what I mean? Don't look for trouble. If you look for trouble, trouble's gonna find you. You know what I mean? Shit happens. And then there's manifest destiny. There's the people that for some unexplained reason, they just end up in those kind of circles anyway. Regardless of what they believe or what they think. I'm one of those fucking people, believe it or not. Like I've said before many times on this channel, I was a comic book artist when I was younger. I like drawing comic books, man. I have no idea how I ended up doing all the shit that I ended up in, bro. In my heart, I'm still a comic book artist. Somewhere deep down inside, I'm still a comic book artist. Shit is weird. I'm looking at all of this from the standpoint of a comic book artist. So it blows my fucking mind. Like it blows my fucking mind. Like it really does. It really fucking does. Because I never thought when I look at myself when I was like 12 or 10 years old and I was drawing comics and shit like that and drawing pictures right up until like I was 15, 16. Like I never thought that I would end up in all the things that I ended up in. I had no idea, right? And some of the shit I looked for it because when you spend enough time cooped up and isolated, because you have to be isolated. If you draw comic books, it takes you 6 hours. Well, for me, it takes me 6 hours to draw 6 to 8 hours. 8 hours to draw one panel. I'm not gonna draw one panel 8 hours, boom, one after the other. I might draw for a long time. So some days I would draw for the whole day. No, I would start from sun up to sundown. Some days I'm gonna separate the hours. So there's some days like the full panel is not gonna be a full panel, right? And then there's life that happens. You gotta go over there. You gotta go do this. You gotta go to school. Somebody calls you on the phone. Somebody needs something. Blah 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 blah. You gotta go do the market. Blah 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 blah. So I spent a lot of time isolated, and I made like six episodes, right, of an old comic I had. I made like 6 episodes, and I made more than 6 episodes. I made a bunch of them. I had like chronicles. I had like other comics that was side comics and shit like that. So I would just draw all the fucking time. So you're isolated. You're by yourself for a serious long amount of time. And I used to draw one comic book a month. So it would take 1 month to draw one comic book that was 23 pages with no commercials. It was just 23 pages of just drawings. Just comic book panels after comic book panels after comic book panels. That's all it was. The whole month. I would just do that. And I did that for a couple of years. So I never saw anything. I never saw anybody, bro. So at some point, I was like, man, I got to go out. You know what I mean? Like I gotta take some air, man. I gotta, and what do you think happens? You know, you like you walk outside and you're like, oh shit, man, this is what outside is, man. You're like, you're mind blown. You know what I mean? You start wilding. You start wilding the fuck out. So yeah, there's some things, some situations that I probably put myself in on purpose, technically. You know, which led to other things and snowball effect and whatnot and shit like that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, if you don't look for something, you're not gonna see it. If you look for something, you're gonna see it. And doctors and psychiatrists and physicians and all those people, cops, lawyers, and all those people, judges, they see it. Not all of them, but some of them see it, especially for psychiatrists, because they deal in the mind, so they see weird shit. There's weird people that come along. There's people that have psychoses, that have religious psychoses. So they spend their whole days talking to a person that's saying a whole bunch of weird shit that kind of almost makes sense, but makes no sense at all. And it has something to do with religion. And then there's 50 people that walks into the fucking office saying the same fucking shit. So they notice. They know who's crazy and they know who's not crazy. And that's even if there is a crazy at all, because psychosis has something to do with something too, especially if it's religious. Why everybody having religious psychosis? Why is it religious? What's going on? They know something. They know something. We might not know what they know, but they know something. Or maybe we do know. Or maybe we just don't know the extent of how much they know. But they know something. And they can see that something is up. If 100 people come in with the same diagnosis, something's up. There's a pandemic. That's called a pandemic. It's like a virus. So if 100,000 people walks into the fucking psychiatrist, the psych ward, and they're all saying that they can see ghosts, maybe there's something there. There might be 50 of them that's bullshitting, but there also might be 50 of them that's not bullshitting. And that's what they're confronted with 100% of the time. They're confronted with, are they crazy or are they not? And the worst part is, it's better than not to call somebody crazy and be done with it, because at the end of the day, you have to, if you really want to know if the person crazy or not, you got to go see the ghost. What kind of person, what kind of psychiatrists? Psychiatrists are not ghostbusters. Well, they kind of are, actually. But they don't really know that yet. But they kind of are. A psychiatrist is like a ghostbuster, and you know, but at the end of the day, you got to be fucking, I mean, like, you know, psychiatrists are not spiritually trained to deal with ghosts. So they're not going to go at somebody's haunted fucking house unless that guy is super fucking curious about, like, is this shit real or not? And that's your personal choice, because you don't get paid to get killed. So you have to go at this person's house on your own time to try to figure. And that's another kind of animal. People that act like that are different kinds of humans. They're different. They're different. You have to be different. You have to be brave. You have to be like okay with adventuring yourself. You have to be okay with seeing other things. You have to be okay with those things. Not everybody's okay with those things. And a lot of families, a lot of people that grow up in families, they get well educated, man. They get well educated, and the family stays close, and you know, don't trust nobody, don't talk to them, don't mess with those people, just stay focused on what you're doing in life, and don't, you know, people are crazy, people are this, you just have us, we're the only one you have. They hold themselves together real fucking close, and they don't let other people in, so they don't have things happening to them unless they try to control their lives as much as possible. But keeping that sort of control over your life does kind of put a veil over your eyes. And we're not even talking about the government yet. We're talking about you personally. You personally can put a literal veil over your fucking eyes so you don't see none of this shit. So you're definitely, if you're already living like that, you're not even aware half of the shit that the government does on a regular, consistent basis, because you keep to yourself so much. You're not even aware. And that's a veil that you pulled over your eyes, because the truth of the matter is life is not how you made it to be. Your life is what you made it to be, and that's fine and that's perfect, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you still have to understand the life that you made for yourself is not life as a whole. The life you made for yourself is kind of small, and I mean that not with disrespect, but your life is very small compared to everything else that's going on. Like, let's say, like, and I'm not telling you you should be like me. If your shit is working, your shit is working. Some people have control over certain aspects of their life that makes their life very comfortable, and some people don't. But whatever the case may be, tell yourself this, and I mean this with no disrespect, but tell yourself this: you made this little, cardboard, cookie cutter, life for yourself, right? But imagine me that's talking about vastness of the universe, the darkness that compels that everything that's around you. You have to understand, to you, it's like as if I'm God. It's true. Think about it for 2 seconds. To a person like you, it's like I'm God, because you have a cookie cutter life. You build your life inside of a cookie cutter, and but I'm talking about everything else that's outside of the cookie cutter, the other side of that veil that you created, the other side. I come from that side. I know of that side, and not only do I know of that side, I create things on that side. I am from that side. I'm everything that is the other side, right? So you can't call people crazy, man. Now Bill Carson's fucking crazy. That's a crazy ass motherfucker right there. But Terrence Howard's definitely off of this goddamn rockers, but it is what it is. But even though he crazy, that mean he wrong though. I'm gonna give him that. And that's just how it is. I've seen more. I seen more. I did more. So whatever. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that do things, and they don't live in a cookie cutter kind of way. But there's also a lot of people that live in a cookie cutter kind of way, and people that live in a cookie cutter kind of way are never going to understand all of these notions. Unless they start reading, unless they go to university and they take classes like on physics and psychology and philosophy. They can't even start to understand all of this. And this is far beyond their reach. And that's why they have the immediate reaction to call somebody crazy. But that's only because they themselves don't realize that they are living in a world of their own making. So they're lying to themselves, and they don't notice that they're lying to themselves because it's a reflex. Because in your head, you think you're normal for living in your cookie cutter kind of life. And there's nothing wrong with feeling normal for living in a cookie cutter kind of life. But you have to understand it's not real. It's real to you because you made it. But it's not actually real. But it's okay. As a matter of fact, it's safe. It's safe, it's sound, it's successful, so it's okay. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you zoned everything out. You excluded everything from your life. You excluded spirituality. You excluded certain experiences. You excluded certain situations, certain ways of thinking. You excluded those things. You also need to understand that those things, whether or not you're behind that veil, those things still exist. They're still there. You don't have to care, but they're there. So anyway, so the point I'm trying to make here is just simple, that even a psychiatrist can't call somebody crazy nowadays, because, and well, like I said, when we're talking about people, regular people, or alleged regular people, they're not aware of how much psychiatrists are aware. And the common masses are not aware of spirituality, even though spirituality is aware of them. It's not for nothing that doctors can't call people crazy, because there's so much spiritual things happening that you can't call somebody crazy nowadays. We are not qualified to know. Humans, period, are not qualified to know what crazy is or isn't. I mean, of course, if you see something that's overtly just plain clear to see that the person is not mentally there, of course. But when we're talking about theoretical physics, when we're talking about physics, quantum mechanics, quantum physics, fucking metaphysics, parapsychology, psychology, mythology, legends, logic, magic, mathematics, when we're talking about things like that, the notion of crazy, the dimensions, multi-dimensions, like if you're not of that ilk, then you should not speak, because you literally have no idea what you're saying. And you have to understand that. You cannot put your 2 cents, because you don't know what the fuck you're saying, because you're not even interested in that sort of thing in the first place. So you cannot speak, right? You're not a voice, right? So, and when we're talking about like people like Mikhail Kaku, right? Einstein, Mikhail Kaku, fucking Dr. Hans Strauss, fucking what's his name again? I just mentioned him like a few minutes ago. Neil deGrasse Tyson, even his brother, I don't remember his name, and so on and so on. Higgins, and then we have like people like David Icke. I put David Icke in the same box as Neil deGrasse Tyson. Because Neil is crazy. Neil is obviously, he's crazy too. He's not all there. He's crazy. And you can see that he's crazy. He has a lot of tics. He has a lot of he has a lot of twitches. He talks to himself. Just like I do. People take it as arrogance, but no, he's talking to himself. He's crazy. And it's just, so when you're not interested in that sort of thing, you don't know. And there's a lot of things that you don't know. There's a lot of things that they know that you don't know that they know. But they're not going to tell you that they know, because that's their job, not to say that they know what they know, because they want to see if you know what they know. So is what it is. Right now we're having a conversation about God. Is he evil? Is this? I think we're pretty sure if he is. I mean, like, not really. Even though it's black on white. I mean, he fucking said it. Anyways, like we're making a big issue out of nothing here, because at the end of the day, like he said, I'm the Alpha and Omega. If you're Alpha Omega, that means you're good and evil. Period. End of story. And that whole Genesis story is pure projection. It's fucking projection. Because 10 minutes later, he says, I'm a jealous God. How can you be a jealous God, bro? Like, how can you be jealous? Jealous of what? What are you jealous of? You said there's no other gods but you, but then you're jealous. Oh, yeah, but I don't want you to pray to other gods. Is there other gods, yes or no? Okay, there's other gods. Okay, you don't want me to pray to them. Why? Just don't do it. How about fuck you? I'm still going to do it. And when you have an explanation, come back later. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like when you figure out what you're trying to get at, come back and tell me. You know, for now, I'm gonna stick with my dudes because that's who I know and that's who I've always been with. So, you know, like, you know, it's black on white. You know, we're having big debates and shit like that. And, you know, no pun intended, no offense meant, but the Islamics that we have today are very heinous people. They're very bad. They're very bad. That religion should not exist. I don't understand, and I'm not trying to diss any nations, because at the end of the day, I don't know why a bunch of black people are trying to be Islamic. That's kind of suspect to me. That's very scary, bro. That's very fucking scary, man. All I'm saying is, man, at the end of the day, like, this shit, I don't know what the fuck kind of fuckboy shit these guys are on, but somebody's gonna go full Hitler, nigga. Somebody, like, at some point, somebody's gonna go full Hitler, nigga, because you know, Jews are bad. Jews are bad people, and it's been proven throughout history that Jews are bad people. They were bad before Jesus, and they're bad today. Jews are fucking bad people, and there's a lot of people that want to roll with Jews. There's a lot of people that roll with Jews, man, and at some point somebody's gonna get pissed off and he's gonna go full Hitler. He's not gonna go half Hitler. He's gonna go full Hitler. It's just a matter of time, because a lot of people are interested in fuckboy shit. And I'm sorry to say, but the Islamic religion is fuckboy shit, bro. It's clearly fuckboy shit, man. It makes no fucking sense. Now, mind you, women are a weird kind of animal, but it doesn't fucking matter, because I wouldn't treat a dog. If I don't treat my dogs, if we treat women the way we treat them today, then there's no reason to treat dogs the way we treat dogs today. There's no reason. It don't make sense. It don't make sense that I treat my dog better than my girlfriend. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, bro. That doesn't make sense, bro. I don't need a Bible. I don't need nobody to fucking tell me. That's clear to see, bro. It's like, and these fucking women are beautiful. Arab women have been wearing veils since forever. Arab women are very beautiful, by the way. Very beautiful. And we don't even notice. I mean, some of us are smart enough to know that actually an Arab woman is very pretty, but they've been wearing veils for so long that it doesn't even cross our minds. It doesn't cross our minds. But they're very pretty. They have green eyes and blue eyes and shit, bro. They're very pretty, man. It's crazy. They've been we don't ever see their faces. So we don't pay it any attention. We don't even think about it. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm sorry, bro. Like, no pun intended, no disrespect, but there's some things that are just that you're stupid, you're dumb, you're just an idiot. To need somebody to tell you that that's not right. You're a fucking retard. I'm sorry, man. But it's true. You're a fucking retard. I mean, like, really? You can't figure it out? You're fucking retarded. You know, like, you're retarded. Like, no, for real. You're retarded. I mean, like, come on. Really? What the fuck do you not get? Like, really? I have to paint you a picture, bro? Like, bro, you're a retard, man. So, anyways, you know, Catholicism, I mean, the Vatican and shit like that, that's some crazy shit too. I mean, it's more subtle. Catholicism is a little bit more subtle than Islamic religions and shit like that, but you know, at the end of the day, that shit's still garbage too. And they're trying to make you believe that without religion you wouldn't be. A lot of people might not be aware, but that's just, it is what it is. And I feel like the thing that you don't understand is that the reason why the shit is going on the way it's going on is because the bad guys are scared of hierarchy. Because at the end of the day, we're all a little bit like Lucifer. We're all a little bit like Satan, right? Like, we're the badasses in the garden. We're the badasses in the garden, and we're like, hey, bruh, don't you know this and that and this and that and this and that? That's what we do. That's what we do. That's us. Lucifer, that's us. Satan, that snake in the grass, that's us. We're born this way, and we don't need no Bible. We don't need nobody to fucking tell us. We got consciousness. We got higher consciousness. I don't know why. We won the lottery. Maybe it's in the sperm. Maybe it's something in the sperm count. Maybe it has something to do with the sperm count. Maybe there's certain sperms that when they enter the woman's reproduction organs, whatever, you know, I forgot, the ovaries. Maybe there's like certain sperms that are stronger, and I guess maybe if the sperm is strong enough, then it creates a whole human. But if the sperm is not strong enough, then there's certain things that are missing in the guy, or maybe it's in the nutrition, or maybe it's in the way that you treat yourself, or maybe it's the way that you treat yourself and the things that you learn that then is passed on to your sperm, to your DNA, and your DNA attaches itself to your reproduction organs and then creates good sperm, and then that sperm, you know, and then that creates a whole human. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I guess it's a little bit like X-Men, where it's like 40% or 20% of the global civilization, 20% of human civilization is actually like Lucifer, and they're the ones that are supposed to tell everybody what to do, right? But these guys are not bad people because they already have consciousness integrated in them. They might be capable of doing great evil, but they're not necessarily evil per se. And the only reason why they're capable of doing great evil is because they know a lot. So people would end up learning from them anyways, regardless. And that whole Bible shit was implemented there on purpose to not let that shit happen. Because they want to be in power. Because the stupid people want power too. And they already know. They figured out the secret. The secret is, if they don't stop us before we even aware, before we even get up, then they're screwed, and they won't have any more. They won't be able to take advantage of people, or it's not even the fact that they won't be able to. I mean, today, yeah, it might be, but back in the days, and we're talking about before Jesus here, the scare was that they were gonna be like rejects, and nobody would care about them or some shit like that. Nobody would look at them. Attention-seeking people, right? They're attention-seeking people. I don't believe that garbage about, like, I need a Bible to tell me what's going on. I know. Like, I was born this way. I know more what's right and wrong than this supposed God that you're talking about. You know, if there is such a thing as right and wrong, because that's another issue for another day. That's another story for another day. But, you know, whatever. But that shit right there that you're seeing right now, that shit is to stop these fucking humans from teaching, from being who they are, for being what they are. And that's why these guys stay in power. That's why these guys take all the resources, because now they can steal. They can do all this shit. With people like us around, they can't steal. They can't do all this shit. Because if we're around, they're gonna have to do it the right way. They don't want to do it the right way, because the right way allegedly is hard. Allegedly. But if there's something to be done, we're gonna go get slaves to do it. You think the slave doesn't think it's hard? What's the fucking difference between you and the fucking slave? That's a fucking human too. There's no difference. You're not a fucking alien. You're not Bill Carson, nigga. You're not fucking Bill Carson, man. That's a human too. That's hard for him too, bro. So if he can do it, you can do it. Because he's no different than you are. He's not built to be your slave. Mexicans aren't built for hard labor, for harsh labor, bro. Black people wasn't born to be slaves, bro. That shit don't work like that, man. And I'm not making it a racial thing. I'm not making it a racial thing, because every race had slaves. Even black people used to enslave black people. Egyptians used to enslave Egyptians. Romans used to enslave Romans. Everybody used to enslave, but at the end of the day, you might be like, oh man, I'm happy I don't have to do this, because I don't know how I would do this if I didn't have no slaves. But what about that motherfucker? You're forcing them to do it. So he has to find a way to do it, even if he's not built for that shit. He's built just like you are. So that means if you ain't built for that shit, that means whoever's doing it ain't built for that shit either. Shit don't make sense. This is all a corrupted system. And God is what is helping them maintain this corrupted system. Because God is the originator of bullshittery. Lucifer has always been the good guy, the teacher. The one that is born with consciousness. He was born perfect. Come on, man. They didn't put that in there for no reason. He was born perfect. They can't even lie. They can't even lie, man. There's some lies that'll be too much lies. They can't even lie. He was born perfect. How can he be born? How can he be born perfect and then end up not being perfect? He's always perfect. If he's born perfect, then he's perfect. He's born perfect. How can he not be perfect anymore? He's born perfect. That's the same thing I'm saying. I'm born perfect. That's the same thing I'm saying about you. You're born perfect. Some of us are born perfect. And yes, some of us are not born perfect. And yes, a lot of us would not be perfect. I don't know. Maybe it's the sperm. Like I said, I don't know what that's about. I can only give my theory. And you already know what my theory is and my idea is because we're a descendant of ideas. We're a descendant of gods. That's what I believe. But if you want to make it scientific, I don't know what kind of experiment that you want to undertake to find out how strong certain sperms can be over the other, and what actually creates a potent human within the womb, within the ovaries. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You would have to try. You would have to have some form of accelerated form of human reproduction, the genosis reproduction, gene reproduction system. I don't know. I don't even know if we have that. Maybe we do. Who fucking knows? Maybe we do. But it is what it is. So anyways, this video is too damn long. And like I said, man, no hard feelings. I just felt like, because I forgot to say that in my other video. I forgot to say the thing about the alien in my other video, and it completely slipped my mind, and I really wanted to say that because that's just another confirmation that happened not too long ago, actually. And I have a lot of confirmations like that. I have confirmations from when I was in the hospital. I have my shorts. There's confirmations. Odin, I have Odin confirmations, Torah confirmations, Kali confirmations, Lucifer confirmations. I had some real life Asmodeus confirmation. I don't think I have some. Well, actually, there's a lot of things that Asmodeus does that I don't say he did. He did. He does a lot of shit. But I don't know if I have anything recorded about Asmodeus. I don't think so. Maybe we should work on that. Maybe we should have a Asmodeus confirmation next. I don't know. Did we have a Loki confirmation? No, I don't think I had some Loki No, I had some Loki confirmation in real life. I don't know. I don't think I had some Loki confirmation on YouTube. But Loki is a very close piece of my soul. You know, what are the confirmations? We had a lot of confirmations. Black Dragon confirmations. I'm the Black Dragon too. I didn't forget about that. That's a legit thing. I am the Black Dragon. You know, shit, man. I don't know. We had a lot of confirmation. We had a lot of crazy shit. We had some spiritual fights. You know, we had some spiritual fights that I actually clearly won. Nobody gave me my props because everybody was a super fan of the other guy that I clearly dismantled. You know, so you know, there's you know, whatever, man. It's you know, calling people crazy. That's kind of weird, bro. Like if it would have happened, if it would have happened one time with one person, one time, 5-6 years ago, yeah, I would, yeah. And I'm having rents like this, yeah, I'm fucking crazy. But bro, like 20 times in a row, that's not craziness. 20 times in a row is not craziness. That is not craziness, bro. So anyways, I'll leave you guys on that. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you on the next one, man. Have a good one. Peace out.